My friend who needed to have a C-section, and when they went to the antenatal classes, they were only taught about natural birth and weren't talk about the drugs available, the pain control, nothing like that. I think that's dangerous, honestly, and you should know your options in an emergency.
Absolutely. Mum group chat that never stops pinging, or being totally out of the loop on a class trip. I just like to say I know exactly what she's going to say for this.
Out of the loop. Get me out of the group chats.
Well, welcome to the Messy Mummies podcast. It's nice to have you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah.
Finally.
I know. I feel like we've been planning this for so long, but it just hasn't worked out until right this day.
The perfect time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you are a food content creator. You are a mother.
Yes.
And an all-round just superhero. And I have seen you in some superhero clothing. So that just further proves that you are.
Yep. Yeah.
How do you do it all?
Well, I don't know, but at the same time I do know. I am very blessed to have a super supportive husband, extremely blessed to have a super supportive mum, so grandma, who babysits all the time and asks us to go out to babysit, and also the chillest little dude ever as well. So I have it quite easy, I would say, working from home in the mornings, but it's really easy brain dead work that I can do whilst also wrangling a toddler at the same time. So I just take every day as it comes and pray about it all the time.
Pray about it. That's a good way to survive.
Yes. If it starts to get messy, I just take a step back, give it to the Lord, and I'm like, you clean this mess up for me. Thank you.
Yeah, go in with a broom.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to go take a nap. So, yeah.
I love what you said about your mum asking you guys to go out so she can babysit. What a mum.
She's like, you haven't gone out in a while. Do you want to go out on a date? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I would love to. She's like, cool, I want to babysit. And I'm like, okay, here you go. He's all yours.
I love that. We need her in our life.
I'll be like, do you want to babysit someone else's kid? I can't go out, so
so have free access to another baby.
yeah. I'm sure she'd be fine with that.
No, it's fine. I've got one that's live-in babysitter.
Yes, yeah. I mean, mine will be soon too. She actually said that. She was like, I'll be a live-in nanny. I was like, yes. Let's set up some boundaries first, but yes.
I love that. Boundaries is such a big thing, entering into motherhood.
Absolutely. And I didn't really know how many I would have to set up or boundaries that I actually wouldn't need as well going into it. But I feel like that's with everything with motherhood. You think you know what it's going to be like, and then it happens and you're like, oh, everything's completely different in the best way, sometimes not in the best way. But
And I find that it changes at each different stage that they go in. You set up routines, you set up boundaries at the time that you think are appropriate and manageable at that stage, and then they grow or change, or another person comes into your life and you're like, oh no, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do you go about thinking about how to put in boundaries? Do you consult your husband about this? What does that look like from a practical point?
I think I just, as it comes, I'll just do it, which I guess sometimes isn't the healthiest if you don't set those straight away. But I feel like the people in our lives, it's we want people that want boundaries, and if they can't accept a boundary being put in after the fact, then I don't really want that person in my life. So it's look, if you're going to be offended by my boundaries or my routine doesn't work with yours, hey, that's fine. That's a big lesson I've learned with motherhood is it doesn't actually matter if people like you or not. It's if someone doesn't like you, that's fine. They don't need to. You just carry on elsewhere.
Yeah. I think that's such a big position of awareness. I feel you find people who are in their 40s, their 50s who are still oh, I have to do everything for everyone and be anything for everyone.
Yeah.
And so to be able to go, hey, if it doesn't work, it's okay.
Doesn't work.
No stress.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that.
Plenty of other people. It's okay. Even though Christchurch is so small, but
yeah. What would you say are some of like the biggest boundaries that you've put down with people in your life?
Respecting nap schedules.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who don't have kids don't get it.
Yeah.
We're really blessed that our closest circle, our inner circle, are really just like, whatever works for you, we'll do it. It's really interesting having people who have kids younger than ours, because they're not quite at the stage as we're at. And so, if they've got a newborn, you can take a newborn everywhere. They can nap wherever.
Yeah.
And then once they get to toddler, it's like, well, actually, it needs to be this time or we're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
So I think that's been the biggest, like, okay, I need to hang out with you either in the morning or after his nap. Like,
Yeah.
not in the middle.
No one talks about a toddler and like if they don't stick to that schedule or don't get down for the nap in time, like the catastrophe that can end up being.
It really, and it's so unfair to the kid as well, because they're the one that's actually suffering, and their suffering makes us suffer as well sometimes. But it's like, if they're upset, they're angry, it's like because they just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Which is the same for adults. So it's like, let them sleep.
I don't know about you, but Aria gets to a point where she is so tired, but she is also not tired at the same time. Like she gets so overtired that she's like, if you put me to bed, like I will fight you.
Yes. No, that is the same for us. So it actually happened the other day. I was putting him to sleep and he was, closing his eyes just there. And then there was a knock at the door and he woke up and he just wakes up then.
Yeah.
And it's like he's had this 1 second micro nap. And then it either takes an hour to get him to sleep or he just doesn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
And again, very blessed that he is actually really good when he doesn't sleep. He just goes to bed earlier, which sometimes is very nice for us.
Yeah.
5 o'clock bedtime, I have the whole night to myself. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, no, he needs to sleep.
He
Please
is like
let
the
me let him
dream
sleep.
kid.
He, honestly, yes. And I'm like, maybe we're one and done because he's so perfect. Then I'm like, second one,
The
I don't
standards
know.
are very high.
Yeah.
I like that. We like often when we're coming home, as we live out quite far,
Yeah.
Aria will be like drifting in the car and I'm like, no, you cannot fall asleep here. I tell you, all sorts of noises come out of my mouth on that way home.
Oh, yeah.
Just to keep her
Music
awake.
goes up, the windows go down. That's something that
No,
Sean
I
found
can't
out.
do that. She will fall asleep to that. It's more like we're going to start counting and we're going to make lots of animal sounds. And I'm going to ask you every question that I can humanly think of.
And then they still...
They do. But it's like if she falls asleep on the way home, even for 10 minutes, when we get home, she's had her nap.
Yeah.
She doesn't need any more sleep. And it is chaos
Yes.
for me, who planned out the entire 2 hours that she was supposed to be asleep.
Yes. Yeah, that's mum time. When they're asleep, we've got stuff to do. Okay,
We do. And that time is so planned out. Like if you give a mum 5 minutes, they will use that 5 minutes to achieve like world moving things.
I thought you were going to say world domination, but honestly, same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for our guests, we like to play like a little game. And I was wondering if we could play a little game.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This game is called This or That. You've probably heard of the concept before. And I'm hoping that these aren't too controversial.
Okay,
If you don't feel comfortable, just let me know.
I'm locked in. Let's go.
So, this or that, gentle parenting and deep breathing, or passive aggressively slamming the dishwasher for emotional release.
Oh my goodness. Okay, definitely gentle parenting. If I was to slam the dishwasher, that would then teach my son to slam the dishwasher, and that would not be fun.
Honestly, I'd slam the dishwasher. We have a gentle close. And that would
Lucky
feel
for
so
some.
satisfying. I like it. All right. Co-sleeping till they're 12 or sleep training with noise-cancelling headphones and zero remorse.
Okay. Hot take, I don't believe in sleep training.
Okay, yeah.
So
Don't you work at a sleep consultant?
I What did you?
Wait.
That's not for babies though.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
That it is for. I mean, there is also like children that come to us, but no, it's for like people who have sleep apnea and
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff.
so different
And
from what I was
insomnia,
thinking.
Yeah. So I think if you are at your wit's end, absolutely sleep train. If it's going to be better for you as a couple, as a mum, do it. Absolutely. I also, though, believe that kids are going to sleep through the night at some point in their life. It's going to happen. And so if you are fine co-sleeping with your kid, just do it. We do it. So he goes to bed by himself in his bed, and then sometimes like halfway through the night we just hear him open his door and come down the hallway, and he just comes and sleeps with us, and I'm like, this moment is not going to last forever. I'm going to get all the snuggles. I do wish we had a bigger bed because now he is starfishing, but yeah, that's my hot take on
Your
that.
hot take? Well, thank you for the tea. All right. Mum group chat that never stops pinging, or being totally out of the loop on a class trip. I just like to say I know exactly what she's going to say for this.
Out of the loop. Get me out of the group chats. I hate them. No, I think group chats have their place as long as it's one for a group of people. If you put me in the same group of people but for a different reason, group chat, don't want it.
Yeah.
Just put the
That
same
one's
stuff
going
in the same
straight on mute.
Oh, all group chats are on mute immediately. I don't know if you caught my face as soon as you said group chat, and then when it's pinging all the time, I went, oh.
Yeah. Brings up some sort of trauma.
Yeah. I didn't
right.
even listen to actually what the second option was. I just chose it.
Being known as the chill mum, or being known as the Pinterest mum and having to live up to it.
But I'm both. Can I be both? I feel like I'm so chill. I don't actually have a Pinterest, so I can say the chill mum.
Okay.
I'm definitely an Instagram mum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the food content creator.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Potty training one toddler versus negotiating screen time with a 10-year-old lawyer.
A 10-year-old lawyer?
Yeah, like someone who just has those negotiation skills, those argumentative skills.
So
My husband was definitely
my
that.
child when he's older. I feel like I want to say potty training, but we've only just started that. So maybe you can ask me that question again in like a year's time, and I'll let you know.
Potty training's horrendous. I don't know how many like poos and like cleaning up like piles of wee all over our house. It's horrible.
I'm so thankful I have a boy, because it's like takes a lot longer to do it, to get to that stage. So I'm like just riding it slow and easy. He's going to the toilet now. Like
Amazing.
He wants to do it himself.
Congratulations.
But I'm like, you can stay in nappies as long as possible. Please.
I like that. So I kind of wanted to dive into the fact that you're a food content creator.
Yes.
That's a very exciting thing.
It is, and it's a bit of a new venture publicly for me. I've always been that person that takes photos of food. I just love documenting it. I love being able to look back and being like, that was delicious.
Where was it and when was it?
Yes. And I want to go back there because we love to go to new restaurants and cafes all the time. So it's nice to have a like catalogue of, this was good, or we don't go back there.
I like that. Are you allowed to say any of the places that you are like, oh, I'm definitely not going back there?
I actually, off the top of my head, cannot think of a place that we've been to recently where we're like, never again. Christchurch is, and just Canterbury in general, is filled with really good food spots. And we
They're
have
not good, they don't survive.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And we have a really good, diverse food culture. We have such good Korean food and like Japanese. I feel like you have to kind of go up north for more Indian flavors, but we do have a few gems here for sure.
Yeah.
And our pastry work here is divine. So, yeah.
Have you had like one little secret place that you loved that you don't mind sharing with all of the messy mamas?
Yes. Baker's Rack in Kaipoi. It's a tiny little bakery.
Yeah.
They used to only do different croissants, but now they do pies and breads. But their croissants are like specialty ones. So they have a great just ham and cheese one, but they do like not just the crookie croissant, they do way better than that. They did an Afghan one. They do a raspberry bun one, a donut one, which was our favorite, and they do different menus each month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. And not too far from here.
Yeah, it's very close.
I'm going to have to go and check that out, definitely.
It's dangerous though, you spend lots of money.
Noted. So I guess food clearly plays a big role in your life. How has your own love of food influenced what and how you cook for your boy?
So I think actually a big factor in influencing the food has just been being a mum. It's like kind of the opposite way.
Yeah.
So I, having such time to myself and being in the home, I've been able to make things from scratch so much more. Yeah. I'm kind of becoming a trad wife, but don't quite want to go down that route. But and just getting him to bake things with me, cook things with me. He's so interested in it, which makes me so happy. And just trying to make new dishes all the time so that he's getting exposed to other foods, whether he likes it or not. We don't call him picky because he tries everything, but he definitely has his favorite foods that he will always eat. Yeah. And then he just goes, it's yucky. If he does, I'm like, you tried, and that's all I can ask for.
Yeah.
But definitely like nutrition. I've been thinking about that a lot more, both for myself and like getting back to how I felt before giving birth.
What do you mean by that?
So I say like how you felt before, because your body changes so much during pregnancy and giving birth, and that's totally fine if that doesn't go back, because you are a new person now, and which is incredible, and women are incredible. Oh my gosh, what their bodies go through. So for me, it was just, I felt really strong in my body beforehand. I was working out a lot, which definitely helped with pregnancy and giving birth.
Okay.
A lot. I would recommend it to everyone if you can. But that kind of freedom I had in my body beforehand. And so it's like my diet and exercising, which my boy exercises with me as well, which is so precious. He has little 1 kgs and he just goes, ooh, and I'm like, do I make those noise? Like, where did he find that noise? But yeah, just really being very motivated to have healthy foods and getting those veggies on the plate in whatever form, and trying to sneak that into his diet as well. Plays a huge role.
I reckon you're going to need to like send me some good healthy recipes that I can sneak veggies in for my husband.
Absolutely.
Not even for Aria.
That is actually something that my Foodie Mama NZ Instagram page, I'm going to be doing some recipes that are like kid friendly in terms of getting your kids to do it with you. So keep an eye out for that, and there'll be recipes on there.
Okay, so do you ever feel pressure to cook like Instagram worthy?
I wouldn't say pressure, because I think I just do it naturally. It's something I've always done. I love presenting my dishes, and getting like Sean's reaction to it is so much fun. And now our wee one is doing that as well. He'll go, oh, wow, so delicious. And I'm like, oh, I've made it. Yeah. I don't care if he doesn't eat it. I've made it.
Yeah.
So, and I've got a few friends that we always just take pictures of the food we cook to send to each other, like, this is what I made tonight. And so that keeps me kind of accountable for making it look good.
Oh, I see.
And we kind of like one up each other in healthy competition.
Yeah.
So I think there's no pressure really. It's just like fun and something I just do.
Oh, I feel so jealous of your husband right now. Can I be your new husband?
Yes, you can come over. I'll cook for you. It's fine.
I've got to say, like, your pulled pork tacos.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank
one
you.
of the best food memories I've ever had.
Okay, I'll cook that for you again.
Happily go into a food coma for that one. How has your child influenced your content in unexpected ways? Like, whether it's taste testing, styling, or chaos in the kitchen?
Chaos is a great word. Actually, he seasons a lot of our food for us now, and I have gotten feedback from people that it's the best it's ever tasted, and I'm like, budding little chef. So I kind of let him take charge in a lot of things, and in terms of like filming stuff or taking photos, I really love when he gets his hands in the shot. I think that's so fun, and I think unfortunately a lot of like mum influencers try to keep the perfect shots, you know, and it's like, but because my food content is related to being a mum, I'm like, my kid's little hand getting the cream off of that bun, like I think it's perfect. And it's, so it's like the kind of non-perfect takes are the perfect takes. So it's definitely taught me to let go a bit, I think.
I love that. I feel like your reality is a lot of people's fantasy.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, wow, you can just have fun baking.
Yeah.
If Aria's in the kitchen, I'm putting on Miss Rachel to make sure that her finger does not come anywhere near my knife.
Oh yeah. You got to give them their own very safe plastic knives, or otherwise, it's like, oh, sharp. I'm like, yes, sharp means you don't touch it.
Or, hey, the eggs are here. Let's crack 4.
Yeah, I have held off on giving him eggs at the moment. I'm like, I need to be in a good headspace for to start practicing
some
that.
mental prep for it.
Yes.
Is there a lot of mental prep when you invite your kid into the kitchen?
I think at first, when he was a bit younger, because he was really intrigued from the beginning, and but now that he's like almost 2.5, I think he understands a lot more what he should and shouldn't do. Doesn't mean he doesn't do the things he shouldn't do, but he's just more aware of it. And I just always give him a little bit and like a task to do. So if I'm chopping things up, he's putting it in the bowl. So that keeps him kind of distracted, but it's also like, okay, what is the risk versus the reward of this? If I give him the vanilla essence, am I going to have no more vanilla essence? You know?
Is it just going to taste like vanilla?
Which are not that bad. But so it's like if I give him the knife, the risk is way worse than the reward. But if I just give him these pre-chopped things, totally fine if some get on the floor, you know.
So what would your advice be to mums who want to include their kids in the kitchen a little bit more? What practically do you think would help them move towards that?
So I think it's so important to start super young. Like if you've got a baby carrier, you know, just having your baby with you in the kitchen, explaining what you're doing. Kids love that. They just soak everything up. And those amazing like stand platform wooden things, you know.
The toddler towers.
Yes, the toddler towers are incredible. Even just having them watch you for a bit, getting those like fake fruits and veggies that they can like pretend to cut up, and then just asking them if they want to do it. They just will, or they won't, and that's totally fine. You know, it's like if your kid's not interested, that's okay. You get to bake in peace, you know. So it's fine.
I like it. I'm learning from you as we're talking. So you mentioned like how your body changes a lot. I was wondering if we can like jump back to that a little bit.
Absolutely.
And talk about pregnancy and how crazy it is.
It's wild.
Truly.
Like you can't comprehend it unless you've been through it. And even then you still can't comprehend it. And even then if you have more kids, each one's going to be completely different. Like it's wild. Like God's wild, you know, like woman wild.
Truly.
Crazy.
Did you get stretch marks over your pregnancy?
Yes, I did. And I kind of still have, in like certain lights, I still have them. And I've never had stretch marks anywhere before. And I I loved them. They were kind of perfect
You
though
love
as well.
them?
I
Oh.
loved them.
Yeah.
Which I know,
That's a very hot take.
yes, I know a lot of people don't. But mine weren't super noticeable, so that definitely helps. And very much like I would never have them out as well because they were a bit lower.
Right.
So even if I was wearing like a bikini, you probably wouldn't see them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I feel like I was, I had knowledge of like previous history things with like, I come from a line of like women who get stretch marks when they're pregnant. But I was like, that's not going to be me. And I committed to every oil, every body butter that you can think of. And I was dousing my belly and just pouring it up. Like it was borderline sexual how much lubed up I was with this stuff. But yeah, it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I remember taking like photos of each week and I was like, ooh, my little belly's growing. And it was really cute until it just was no longer cute. And I stopped taking photos because it's like a tiger had come and slashed my belly. Like they look like tiger stripes. It was horrible.
I didn't have birthmarks until after.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Trying to
like
think about that.
I was kind of like the worst you could probably get with the stretch marks. But my mum did say, like, she was pregnant with twins, it does fade. And I did not believe her until being in this position where it's like, yeah, the light kind of catches you in some angles and you can see it, but like they do fade and they do get less red.
Yes.
And there is hope.
Yeah, there is hope. It's okay.
Yeah. Getting juicy. When they talk about like giving birth, they talk about being all stretched out down there.
Yeah.
And I want to hear, do you think this is myth or truth?
I don't know. I think probably it so depends. I think if you are someone, which is probably why I didn't have stretch marks during, if you're someone that is working out, that was consistently doing it before, consistently doing it whilst pregnant safely, then your body's elasticity is so much more just like, full. Like, because for me, my body bounced back like within a week. I was back to normal.
Yeah.
Normal. But what's really funny is that after breastfeeding, my body has changed. Like I stopped breastfeeding and my body's changed again. And I've talked to a few mums about this and they're like, you're like losing weight or keeping off weight whilst you're breastfeeding. And then as soon as you stop that, your body actually is like back to normal after that.
Yeah.
And I really noticed that. My hips have definitely gotten wider. They were already wide before. But yeah, I've noticed that with my like stomach area, it's different again. And I'm like, I haven't like gained weight or anything like that. But I'm like, I need to actually like work on that because I was like, yay, my body's back to normal. And then I went, it's a new normal now. So,
yeah. It is so strange how everything like changes. I remember going, oh no, like I'm not going to enjoy having sex anymore because I'm going to be so loose down there. And I'm going to need them to give me an extra stitch,
Kegel exercises, important.
But I didn't care to start off with.
That's great.
And like I would say like after having a baby, like it goes back, if not better, because your whole body's like activated to the healing process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So don't be too scared about it. It's okay. Although things do change up top as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I cannot believe how many bras did not fit me while I was breastfeeding.
Oh yeah. I've just been recently selling heaps of my clothes and I have all of these bras that are just a crazy range of sizes and like band sizes, cup sizes. And I was like, when I was pregnant, oh my goodness, they were giant, like so big. And I was like, oh my gosh, yay, I've got big boobs again because after working out, they reduced heaps. And I was like, oh, I've lost, and I still had like relative to size big boobs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yes, I've got them back. And then after breastfeeding, they just shrunk again. I was like, oh, I was just like,
It's like this emotional journey.
like, yay, oh, yay. Not that small boobs are bad.
Yeah.
I just liked having big boobs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
there's something empowering about having them closer to God.
Yes, absolutely. But no, I am happy with my boobs.
Yeah. I feel like Liam's like, this is the best time of your life for your boobs, but I'm not allowed to touch them.
Yes, because they hurt, they're sensitive, they're
Yeah.
also not your husband's at that point. They are your babies. But
They weren't anyone's.
Sean actually always said to our son when he was a baby, so thankfully couldn't understand him, but he was like, listen here, punk, those are on loan. You gotta give them back. And I was like, excuse me, they're mine, first and foremost. And I was like, but also I decide when you get them back.
Yeah. This isn't just a day that you like get them back from loan.
Oh yeah. It's like, you can wait.
Yeah, I love it. I love that like not only are we going on a bit of an emotional roller coaster, but they are too.
Yeah. They get to see us at all sizes, all levels.
Yeah. Hot take, but I like my boobs now better than previous to pregnancy.
Ooh.
Which I feel like is quite different after you breastfeed. Like generally they'll lower or they won't be quite as full. And I think there is some truth to that. But I reckon I feel like more like a woman now. I don't know.
I love that. I love that so much. I'm still chasing the high of the pregnancy boobs. So
Hey. It will settle.
we'll see.
I mean, how recently did you stop breastfeeding?
So for like probably once he was 1, it was just for going to sleep. So it was very minimum, and it wasn't about actually feeding him. It was more like the comfort, and just those extra, I was gonna say microorganisms. That is not right.
No.
The extra nutrients, you know, and the antibodies that they get from it as well. And then but before he was 2, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this now. And he was basically done with it as well. But I was like, yeah, no, I need to be done with this. So it's just this year that I've noticed my body like change again. And I was like, I thought we were done with the changes, but yeah, it's a big journey.
Truly.
And also I read a thing about your hormones don't actually go back to normal till minimum 2 years after. So I was like, that's very interesting too.
Yeah. All right. So we could take this a couple of different directions, but I'm reckoning we should talk a little bit about the feeding side of things.
Yes, I think that's a very important topic.
Yeah.
For a lot of mums.
I know we've discussed breastfeeding, but I mean, I didn't actually really breastfeed at all. And so we're talking about like your boobs being on loan, but like mine were like mine during that time. I pumped exclusively from about 2 weeks as a newborn, just because the feeding journey didn't work out for me. I had a baby who would nurse for like an hour on each side. And it was painful and it meant that I didn't get anything done before she needed the next feed. And so very quickly after coming back home from the hospital, I was like, I do need some break. And so I do need to have some sort of manual pump to help relieve myself, but also ensure that someone else can take on some of the responsibilities of feeding.
Yeah.
But that's not what it looks like for everyone. What are your hot takes about breastfeeding?
I mean, something that was actually like super drilled into us by our midwife and also just all of the nurses and midwives at the birthing place we were at. They were like, just fed is best. And that used to be like, you got to breastfeed them. They have to have breast milk. But which is such a good shift now to being like, no, just feed your baby, whether that's formula or breast milk or like donated breast milk, it's not yours. And it's like, yes, there are heaps of benefits with breast milk, and then there's also, you know, there's benefits with direct breastfeeding, but there's also downsides like time. Something for us, because I didn't pump at all, which I was grateful for, because I was like, ugh, I don't want to do that. And it's expensive. You know, you can get cheap ones, but like that's extra money. But it meant that I had to do all of the night shifts, you know, like that was me, and we couldn't have him be babysat until he was fully on solids, because it's like, I can't just give you my boobs. So, but I'm still really glad we did it the way we did it, because it was very easy. And again, we had a baby that latched straight away, no problems. Flow was easy, and it wasn't painful, because it can be so painful for people.
Yeah, truly.
And I think a lot of mums get that mum guilt, you know, that's always talked about, or they get stubborn being like, no, I have to feed my baby directly from my breast. And it's like, you don't. If that is not working for you or your baby, change it up. Like, no one should be like mad at you for doing that, you know, like you're looking out for your baby. And if that means you have to look out for yourself first, you got to do that. You got to put yourself first so that you can give to your baby the most.
Absolutely.
And like, if that has to just be, actually no, dad feeds the baby all the time and it's formula, that's fine. If that works for you, that works for you.
I love that you say that, because I think when we were going to our antenatal classes, and they were great, they gave lots of information, it was very helpful, but something that they did not stray from is breast is best. And there was no exploration of like the different journeys that you could go on with feeding your baby, which was actually quite disheartening.
It's sad.
I have a friend who wasn't able to feed their baby because they were on medication that they needed to be on. And so that just meant that they were choosing not to feed their baby because it wasn't safe. But they were like, well, what do I do? Because I know that once my baby's born, like I can't feed them in the way that I would want to. And so what does that look like? And they were basically told to pipe down and to, you know, do their own research, but that's not what we talk about here.
I think that's dangerous, honestly. And reminds me of my friend who needed to have a C-section. And when they went to the antenatal classes, they were only taught about natural birth and weren't talk about the drugs available or, you know, the pain control, nothing like that. And they were just like, hello, like that's not the only option. Even if you're like, actually you should do this, but you should still teach about the other options, because a C-section a lot of the times isn't planned and it's like an emergency, and you should know your options in an emergency.
Absolutely.
So it's very sad hearing that when it's like not the options, it's just opinions. That's what it feels like. Like, you have to do this, and it's like, no, you don't.
And I love that you touched on like mum guilt, because it is such a big thing. I know for myself, I come from like a very natural orientated family, and they were really, really supportive of my pumping journey, but I was really worried that they would judge me because I didn't think it was going to ensure the best relationship between my baby or, you know, just be the best thing for us in our relationship and our journey. But I think at the beginning it started with excuses for me, and I was like, oh, I'm just doing this so that like I can kind of relieve some of the tightness that I was feeling from milk coming in. And then it was like, oh, I'm just doing this because I'm exhausted and I want Liam to be able to feed Aria. And then it was like, oh, I'm just doing this because I want to have milk when I go out and I feel too scared to do it in public. And after a very I want to say very like embarrassing moment where I shot someone with my milk stream, complete stranger, I kind of decided that wasn't for me. But anyway, besides the point, after having all of those different thoughts and processes, I, you know, came to the conclusion that, you know, actually having a healthy mind, like you said before, is so much more important, because it affects the way that I communicate with my baby, the way that I interact with her, the way that I feel about myself and my journey as a mum. And so I think like whatever's I guess reiterating what you said before, whatever's best for you is going to be best for you and your baby. Because if your mind isn't in a good place and your body isn't in a good place, then you're not going to be the best mum that you can be to your little baby.
Yeah.
But in saying that, we're not health professionals.
No.
So take what we said as an opinion, but not as fact or truth or what will work for you. Definitely go and consult people who have more experience, who have more understanding of you and your body. But yeah, just know that there are different ways, and you don't have to feel ashamed about the journey that is best for you and your baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the guilt, like, I think it's really important that we as mums publicly talking about this and different journeys and being like, it's okay, is so important, because most of the time it's other mums putting mums down or being like, this is how I've done it and it's the best way. And it's like, no, we need women supporting women. That's what we need.
Absolutely.
To get rid of those stigmas of these things are bad. And it's like, no, every mum is trying her best, you know.
The motherhood journey is hard and isolating enough. We don't need one more obstacle to stand in the way of connecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we kind of talked a little bit about like C-sections and there being different options, and I'm kind of wondering like I actually already know, but I want, if you're comfortable with sharing like a little bit about what your journey was, what your birth story I guess is.
So my birth
Give us
story,
as much detail or as little as you like.
So I might start a bit earlier with my pregnancy journey. So
Please.
We started by just like praying and declaring that our baby was coming, it was going to be perfect. We had this like big prayer sheet that my mum wrote up for us to kind of like say every night, to just really settle it in our spirits of what we were wanting, what was going to happen. And the first 2 months of pregnancy were horrendous. I was in the most pain I've ever been in my life. I was sick 24/7, like couldn't get out of bed some days, and it was intense. But I was so calm throughout the whole thing, like even the pain, because it was abdominal pain, which I feel like most to be mums would rush to the hospital and be like, my baby's dying, or like, you know, something's going wrong. But I was just like, no, like I know that my baby is completely safe. Like I saw him just wrapped in this like golden cocoon. I was like, he's fine. It's just like an attack on me because like can't get to my baby, you know. And yeah, the pain was crazy. There was just one night where I was just on the ground like screaming, like it was intense. And then we just really leant into prayer, and it just lifted, and the rest of the pregnancy was incredible. And now it's kind of that like I don't really remember the first 2 months because it feels so far away, and it was only 2 out of 9 months. So I'm very thankful, because my mum with me, it was the whole pregnancy. She was sick and she was in the hospital, and there wasn't really anything for her at that time. Like it was kind of new in New Zealand, that I've forgotten the word for it, but the one where you just are sick the entire pregnancy. And so we were declaring just from day one that I would have a pain-free birth. And we had Kylie Vink as our, I almost said maternity mother.
As your midwife.
We had Kylie Vink as our midwife, and she was so cool. She was really like natural focused, but was like, if you need those drugs, you tell me, girl. Like I'll get you whatever you need. But so we wanted to do a water birth. I wanted to be in the Rangiora birthing clinics because I was like, at home doesn't feel quite so safe to me. I was like, I would like professionals around me, but not so much as needing to go to the hospital. And so it was like I woke up at 5 a.m. and was like, oh, the contractions are really starting. And it was intense. Like I always say it's an intense feeling, but there was no pain for me. And then we got to the birthing unit, and within 2 hours he was there, and it was water birth, drug free and pain free. And I know that would make a lot of people jealous.
Yeah. I'm like sitting here trying to control my emotions.
I remember when I told you the first time, and you were like, you shouldn't tell everyone that. You should just like maybe keep that to yourself sometimes. Which actually kept, not your comment, but the thought of that kept me from wanting to connect with mums straight away when our baby was born, because I was like, I've had such an easy experience. I can't relate to other mums in terms of like, you know, if they've had traumatic births or anything. I was like, I won't be able to complain with them. I won't be able to, you know, get things off my chest. Not for me, like I didn't mind that, but it's like, I know a lot of mums need that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would just be like, sorry, I can't relate.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to come off as like, you know, a perfect mom or anything like that. So thankfully I didn't really need mums in that first season of Bubba, but I definitely like looked back and I was like, I pushed myself away from that when I could have maybe helped someone else. But yeah, your birth was completely different, right?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was not as easy. It definitely wasn't pain-free for me.
Yeah.
But I have already recorded my birth story, so go check that out. Shameless promo. But yeah, it's so different for every person.
Yes.
And like it is such a privilege to be able to experience something in the capacity of a birthing unit where you don't have to have medical intervention.
Yeah.
So I guess we've kind of talked about the birth story, but like that's just the beginning of it, right?
Yeah.
There's just so much more to look forward to.
Yes.
So much more to survive in. So much more joy and horror and sadness and excitement to look forward to. But I guess like reflecting on your experience as a mum so far with your 2.5-year-old boy. I can't believe he's 2.5.
I know. And he's so tall. He's like 3-year-old, 4-year-old high. And I'm like, dang, stop.
But like with all that in mind, like what has been like one of the best moments for you?
Oh, I love that question. But it's also a hard question. I actually have been thinking about this a lot recently of I've never said that I miss a stage. I've never missed a stage because each new stage is so exciting and so different. Like even every 3 months, it's like you've got a whole new child. But they just keep growing, and like watching their personalities bloom is so much fun. And also seeing yourself and your partner in them, I think was magical. But I think my favorite is recently just really hearing him copy what we say. So he now comes into a room, if I'm in there, and he goes, "Hey, darling." And I'm just like, oh, like it melts my heart. And he goes, "Love you, bye-bye," every time he leaves a room that we're going to stay in. And it's such a like affirmation of how well we're doing as parents. And we are showing him so much love because he's showing it back to us.
Yeah.
And getting people who like look after him, creche or stuff like that, being like, he's such a kind, polite and gentle kid. And I'm like,
words every mum wants to hear.
I'm doing good. But also I'm like, you know, you can be doing good and your kid's not like that. And that may just be for a season, but that may be just who they are. And it's like a messy kid, a loud kid is fun, you know?
Yeah.
And it's every kid has their own personality. So we're just very blessed that we've got such a chill, kind, cute little dude who is absolutely a mama's boy, but loves his rough and tumble as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to say this current stage is my favorite, and every moment that happens in every day is my favorite. and then it'll keep going and it'll keep being my favorite as we go.
I love it. It's real, and I think
Yeah.
we need the realness about it all.
Yeah, because realness doesn't have to be negative as well. Like, and messy doesn't have to be negative either. Like, I think there's like been a bit of a shift, especially with social media, where a lot of people portray their lives as perfect, and then there's this way too high expectation. But then it's like the flip where everyone's like, actually a bad lifestyle is better, or a normal lifestyle, or a messy lifestyle. And it's like, but some people do also have really perfect lifestyles, but also perfect looks different to everyone.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you can find perfection in anything.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, and I think it's all about perspective as well.
Yeah.
Like it's your take on things. It's how you see it. But like, put someone in the same shoes as you, and like they might see it as hard. They might see it as something that is out of their reach.
Yeah.
So I think it is about that perspective changed, and you know, a mess on the floor can be an awesome opportunity to have fun, you know, but that is choosing like a different perspective. And I think it's so important that we can acknowledge the hard points, but we can also look to try and change our perspectives in the times that we don't think things are going so well.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
You do that.
I love you.
I love you too. But I feel like we're good here. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's been honestly so much fun talking. I feel like you've brought me out of my shell. And I can always connect with you on the weirdest things.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like boobs.
And lubed up tummies.
I don't know how much of that we're going to put in there. But yeah, tell us where people can find you, can find your food content creating stuff.
Yes. So Foodie Mama NZ is my Instagram handle. It will eventually be a Facebook handle as well. I'm also a contributor for Nook NZ as well. So you can find me there too.
Amazing. Well, thank you. And see ya.
See ya.
Never done that before.